Alright, listen up. Imagine being born with a brain wired like a damn supercomputer, faster than your mouth can keep up with, louder than any beat you drop. That's what it's like being Kanye West from the jump. You're not just some regular kid in Chi-Town. Nah, you're the prodigy, the chosen one. Your mom's an English professor, your pop's a Black Panther, you got roots deep in education, rebellion, and culture. The world told you to dream big, and buddy, you did more than dream. You turned the dream into a damn empire. But here's the twist. Genius don't come with an off switch. You build beats for Jay-Z, then one day you're on stage snatching mics from pop stars. You spit bars that redefine the genre. Then you go on Twitter rants that redefine what the hell public relations even is. One day you're the future of fashion. The next you're dropping Yeezy season outfits looking like a post-apocalyptic choir robe. You ain't just thinking outside the box, you burn the whole damn box down. And that's the tragedy, 'cause being Kanye ain't about just talent. It's about the torment of being too aware. Too fast, too loud, too everything. You feel everything more. The love, the hate, the pressure. You walk into a room, and people either crown you or crucify you, no in between. You're constantly caught in this loop of wanting to be understood, but speaking in a language nobody else knows yet. Even your wins come wrapped in chaos. You drop My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and critics call it a masterpiece, but no one sees the pain it took to make it. You design billion-dollar shoes, but folks only talk about your outbursts. You marry into the most famous reality family in the world, but somehow you're still the loudest headline. Every time you try to reinvent yourself, the world's two steps behind and blaming you for the confusion. Being Kanye means living in a world where your brain never shuts up, where silence is scarier than scandal. You're expected to be a genius every day, to break the rules and then explain why you broke 'em to people who ain't never risked nothin'. You become your own worst enemy, sabotaging deals, beefing with friends, macking speeches no one asked for. Not 'cause you hate the world, but 'cause you're trying to save it, one messy tweet at a time. So yeah, you got Grammys on your shelf, sneaker empires in your closet, and headlines tattooed with your name. But peace? Real peace? That's the one thing money, talent, and fame still can't buy. So next time you see Kanye say something wild, don't just laugh. Remember, when your mind's on another planet, it's hard to land without crashing. And that's why, even with all the genius in the world, it still sucks to be born as Kanye West. Alright, buckle up. 'Cause this ain't just about mood swings. This is about living on a damn emotional roller coaster with no seatbelt, and the whole world watching you scream. Imagine waking up and not knowing now. Picture this. Most folks can have a breakdown in private, maybe call out of work, take a week off, see a therapist. But you're Kanye freaking West. Your therapy session happens on Twitter. Your lowest moment turns into a headline, and your pain becomes clickbait. Ain't no privacy when your shadow's more famous than some folks' whole careers. It ain't just drama, it's diagnosis. Bipolar ain't no quirk, no Kanye just being Kanye. It's real. Manic highs where you feel unstoppable, like you could run for president today and build a spaceship tomorrow. Then the crashes hit and you're in the dark, lost, paranoid, crying out for help in the only way you know how, publicly. Maybe it's a rally, maybe it's a tweet storm, maybe it's begging for Kim back on stage in front of thousands. And people laugh. That's the cruel part. They laugh like it's entertainment. But if you ever been close to someone who struggles with bipolar, you know, this ain't a show. This is raw, painful, and lonely as hell. But when you're Kanye, there's no space to be vulnerable. You get clowned for crying. You get canceled for speaking. You get mocked for breaking down, even when you're telling the truth wrapped in chaos. Remember when he said slavery was a choice? Yeah, wild and wrong. But that moment was deeper than just ignorance. That was bipolar Kanye, unfiltered, unchecked, crashing mid-interview. Doesn't excuse it, but explains it. The world don't give grace to folks like him, especially not black men crying in public, spiraling in real time. Instead of getting help, he got headlines. Instead of empathy, he got exile. And what's worse, he knows it. He's aware. He's rapped about it, spoken on it, tried to self-medicate it with creativity, fashion, God, whatever he could. But mental illness don't care how many Grammys you got. It don't care if you sold out Madison Square Garden or launched a fashion line in Paris. It strips you down, lays you bare, and if you ain't got a support system that holds you, you fall hard. Kanye's lived that fall over and over. You see it in his eyes, in his pauses, in the weight he carries when the cameras get too close. He's fighting a battle most people never see, and he's fighting it on stage. That's the curse of being born Kanye West. You can't suffer in silence. Your trauma becomes public property. And worst of all, people expect you to entertain while you bleed. So next time you see a meltdown, don't just meme it. Don't just repost it. Ask yourself, what would you do if your darkest moment was live-streamed for the world to judge? Would you survive it? Could you come back from it? Kanye's trying every day. And that's why, no matter how much genius he's got in him, it still sucks to be born as Kanye West. All right, now buckle up, because here's where things really go off the rails. You ever walk into a room wearing something that makes everybody stop talking? That's you stepping out with that red MAGA hat on, smiling like you just dropped the hottest verse of the decade. But instead of applause, you get death stares, unfollows, think pieces, and straight-up betrayal from your own fan base. And here's the kicker, you ain't even doing it for clout. You actually believe in free thought. You think, hey, I'm Kanye. I broke hip-hop rules, fashion rules, hell, even marriage rules. Let me break this political box too. But the second that hat touches your head, boom, it's over. You're no longer the genius. You're the sellout, the clown, the token. One photo with Trump, and suddenly you ain't black enough, ain't woke enough, ain't worth listening to no more. You ain't wearing that hat to be a Republican. Hell, you don't even read bills. You wear it because it triggers people, because it makes them uncomfortable. Because in your mind, that hat represents the freedom to think whatever the hell you want. No filter, but the world don't see nuance. They see a black man supporting a dude who built his brand trashing minorities. They don't hear you talking about love everyone. They hear betrayal, loud and clear. And bro, once the media smells that blood, it's a wrap. They run it for months. Kanye the Trump supporter. Kanye the Uncle Tom. Kanye the unstable puppet. You go from college dropout hero to primetime political freak show. What they don't show, the pain, the confusion, the fact that you're begging to be understood in a country that barely understands itself. You out. Here talking about abolishing the 13th Amendment on TMZ like you dropping a new mixtape, and they looking at you like you committed a hate crime. You think you're starting a revolution, but you just lit your own reputation on fire. So now you're stuck. You ain't conservative enough for the right, too controversial for the left, and too unpredictable for everybody in between. You made a move you thought was brave, and they treat you like a traitor. And that's the loneliest place to be, misunderstood by the very culture you helped shape. And maybe that's the real tragedy. Not the hat, not the headlines, but the silence that follows. The way people stop listening to what you meant and only react to what you wore. So yeah, we're in the MAGA hat. That wasn't just a fashion risk. That was the moment you realized being Kanye West don't mean you get a pass. It means every move you make is a war zone. And sometimes you step on a landmine just trying to make a statement. All right, now imagine this. Every time you fall in love, the whole damn world grabs popcorn. You ain't just Kanye West the artist anymore. You Kanye West the soap opera. You post a picture with a girl? Boom. Trending. You go out for dinner? TMZ's already got 3 angles and a blur now, let's get real. When you marry Kim Kardashian, you ain't just fouling for a woman, you marrying into a brand. That ain't a relationship. That's a business merger with emotional overtime. Cameras in your face 24/7, folks, dissecting your every move, waiting for the moment y'all crash and burn so they can make a meme out of your heartbreak. And let's not act like it was just paparazzi madness. Nah, bro. You turned your whole relationship into an art installation. Songs, fashion shows, magazine covers, you turned love into a damn billboard. And at first, it's magic. You're the king and queen of controversy, but behind the flashes, it's lonely, real lonely. 'Cause every kiss got 1,000 opinions attached to it. Every fight turns into a narrative, and every private moment's got a public comment section. You try to keep it together. You buy her a castle, write her lyrics, even run for president, saying it's for us. But love don't breathe well when it's under a microscope. The pressure? Unreal. You're dealing with bipolar episodes, public breakdowns, and a wife who's used to filtering everything through a camera lens. You need silence to heal, but your life's stuck on loud. And when it crumbles, oh man, it crumbles loud. Divorce headlines hit harder than your 808s. Suddenly, You're not just Kanye the visionary, you're Kanye the unstable ex. People talking sides, judging your parenting, laughing at your pain like it's just entertainment. And let's not forget that whole Pete Davidson chapter, bro. That was a full-blown internet circus. You ain't just watching your family slip away, you watching it get live streamed. But here's the real pain. You love hard, maybe too hard. You write songs about forever, you dream big, you believe in love like it's your salvation. But when love walks away, it don't just hurt your heart, it wrecks your soul and the world. It don't offer tissues, it offers retweets. You try again. Models, influencers, mystery blondes, whatever. But nothing hits the same. Because once you've loved in front of millions, intimacy feels like an illusion. Trust? That's extinct. You end up searching for a connection in a place that only knows how to consume you. So, yeah, you might be rich, stylish, and legendary, but love? Real love? That's where it all unravels. Not 'cause you don't deserve it, but 'cause being Kanye West means every relationship comes with a press release. And deep down, all you really wanted was someone to hold you when the world turned cold. But instead, love became just another stage. And once the spotlight fades, you're left dancing alone. In the silence you never asked for. All right, now this one's deep, real deep. 'Cause when you born Kanye West, faith ain't just something you whisper in your prayers before bed. Nah, it becomes the damn foundation of your identity. But here's the thing, in your world, even your walk with God turns into a headline. You start out talking about Jesus walks and folks respect it. You speak truth to power, saying faith and hip-hop can coexist, and the world's like, damn, Kanye's really on something. But fast forward a few years, suddenly your relationship with God is on stage in front of 50,000. People complete with a choir in beige robes and merch that cost more than a car note. You didn't just find God, you launched a brand, and at first it feels holy. You're doing Sunday service, talking like a preacher, calling yourself Christian billionaire genius Kanye West. You feel like you got purpose, like maybe, just maybe, God really is working through you. But it don't take long before folks start a skin. Is this faith, or is this a show? 'Cause when you take the pulpit and mix it with paparazzi, even good intentions get cloudy. Every sermon feel like a press conference. Every album, with Jesus in the title, sparks a Twitter war. People ain't listening to your message, they dissecting your motive. And let's be real, when your worship service got VIP access, branded merch, and drone footage, folks stop feeling the spirit and start feeling suspicious. You get clowned, criticized, praised, canceled, all in the same breath. The church folks say you're blasphemous. The fans say you're preachy. And through it all, you just trying to heal. You saying, look, I've been through hell, I done lost myself, and now I'm trying to find peace through God. But they don't hear. That part, they too busy macking memes and comments like, there go Kanye again, thinking he Moses. But here's what hurts. You need that faith. With the voices in your head, the pressure, the loss, the fame, you need something bigger than yourself to hold on to. You try medication, therapy, fashion, music, but none of it quiets the storm like prayer. So you cling to that cross even when folks laugh at how you hold it. And deep down, you're just a man looking for grace, a man who's fallen 1,000 times but still wakes up every day trying to get it right. You ain't trying to be God, you're just trying to walk with him. But the world don't let you walk. They either worship you or stone you. So yeah, you might have turned your faith into a movement, but that movement came with weight, judgment, mockery, isolation. And when the cameras stop rolling and the choir stops singing, you still sitting alone, begging for forgiveness like the rest of us. That's the real pain. When you love God out loud and the world turns your devotion into a circus, you ain't just Kanye, you the God complex guy. And no matter how much you pray, that label don't wash off easy. Imagine trying to find God while the world's watching you like a halftime show. That's what it's like being Kanye and bringing your faith to the front row. You go from club bangers to gospel choirs, from ego to altar, and folks don't know whether to pray with you or laugh at you. That's the tightrope walk when your soul's on display. And your past ain't done speaking. You start Sunday service not to show off, but to get something real, something higher. And for a minute it works. You got choirs singing in the hills, people weeping in fields, the spirit moving stronger than the bass. But then the press shows up, the merch drops, the celebs roll in, and suddenly folks wonder, is this still church or just Kanye's next brand extension? It's hard, man. 'Cause maybe your heart's pure, but your spotlight ain't. Every sermon you preach gets dissected like a lyric. Every hallelujah gets priced like a sneaker drop. They say you're exploiting religion, but ain't nobody a skin what it means to need God when the world's turning its back on you? Ain't nobody talking about what it means to be broken in public. You try to pivot, make Jesus as king instead of another ego trip, but critics roll their eyes. Fans get confused. The world don't know what to do when a man famous for mayhem starts seeking mercy. They liked you better wild, reckless, easy to mock. Now that you're talking redemption, they tune out, and that's the real pain. 'Cause when you're Kanye, your journey to faith ain't private, it's a damn Netflix special. And whether you mean it or not, whether it's honest or flawed, the world only sees headlines, not healing. They want entertainment, not enlightenment. So, yeah, you try to walk with God, but every step, folks yank on your robe. And the second you stumble, it's front page news. It ain't just a spiritual fight, it's a PR war. And sometimes faith feels like just another stage where you're expected to perform. That's why it sucks to be born as Kanye West. 'Cause even when you're crying out to heaven, the world's too busy talking selfies to listen. Alright, listen here. You think being Kanye West means just dropping fire tracks and headline-making moments? Nah, fam, it's way messier than that. See, when you live your life loud, wild, and controversial like Kanye, the past ain't just history, it's a damn shadow that never leaves your side. You say one wrong thing and boom. The internet, the media, even your own fans are ready to cancel you faster than you can say Yeezy. You remember when Kanye said some real crazy stuff? Like talking politics, religion, or just straight up offending folks? Yeah, that wasn't just a slip up, it was a damn eruption. Suddenly, you're trending worldwide, but not because your new album dropped. It's because people want to burn your career down. Cancel culture's like a beast with no chill, hungry for the next mess up, the next apology demand, the next public freakout. And here's the kicker, you ain't just a normal celeb. You're Kanye West, the guy who once changed the rap game, shook the fashion world, and made everyone listen. So when you stumble, the fall's gotta be bigger, louder, more spectacular. The cancel mob wants blood. They dissect every tweet, every interview, every old clip like detectives on a manhunt. You can't just say sorry, no sir. You gotta dig deep, fight back, try to rebuild, but the scars stay. It ain't just the haters either. Sometimes your own circle turns cold. Friends distance themselves, brands pull away, shows get canceled, and suddenly you're isolated in the storm. The same fans who screamed your name now boo you from the sidelines. It's a lonely place, my friend, and worse, cancel culture don't care about mental health, redemption, or growth. It's a no second chances kind of game. You try to come back, make new music, preach new ideas, but the past is always there, whispering, reminding everyone of the Kanye who messed up. Social media never forgets, and forgiveness is a rare currency. Every step forward feels like you're walking on thin ice, one wrong move away from shattering the whole legacy. But hey, that's the price of being Kanye. You're not just a man. You're a symbol, a lightning rod for every debate about fame, forgiveness, and fallout. You live big, but you also crash big. And sometimes the cancel culture just won't let you catch a break. So yeah, while billions stack up and Yeezys sell out, behind the scenes you're fighting battles most. People don't see the fight to stay relevant, respected, and human in a world that loves to tear you down. That's why it sucks to be born as Kanye West, the genius trapped in a cancel culture cage where every step can be your last. Alright, picture this. You're Kanye West, right? You got billions in the bank, a global fan base, and a spotlight so bright it blinds most folks. But here's the kicker, your family drama ain't private, nah, it's on full blast for the whole damn world to see. Every argument, every breakup, every heartfelt moment gets dragged through the media mud like a WW fight night. You try to keep your family tight, but it feels like every move you make is caught on camera, dissected on social media, and twisted into headlines that run 24/7. 1 minute you're dropping bars about love and redemption. Next minute, you're the guy caught in the middle of reality TV chaos, Twitter feuds, and tabloids full of rumors. Imagine living with cameras on you like you're in some reality show, except it ain't voluntary. It's life. The fights with your spouse, global news, the struggles with your kids, meme material. The family reunions, public spectacle. Privacy becomes Myth replaced by endless speculation, judgment, and public opinion. And it ain't just the public that's tough. The family relationships get strained, twisted by pressure and media interference. You want to protect your loved ones, but every word you say can be turned against you or blown out of proportion. The stress piles up, and the drama spills over into your mental health, your music, your whole vibe. People forget that behind the fame and fortune, Kanye's a human being with feelings, worries, and pain. But when you're born Kanye, your family ain't just family. They're part of your brand, your headline, your controversy. And sometimes that means the people you love most become the biggest battles you face. So while the world watches every fight and fallout like it's entertainment, you're left picking up the pieces, trying to hold on to whatever normalcy you can find. Family is supposed to be your safe place, but for Kanye, it's a war zone under the spotlight. That's why it sucks to be born as Kanye West, where the drama ain't just in your music, it's in your life, on the world's stage, every damn day. Alright, imagine this. You're Kanye West, a legend in the game, right? You've made hits, changed fashion, and built a global empire. But here's the catch. Sometimes, the same people who once praised you start throwing shade so hard it cuts deep. That's the brutal reality of cancel culture, and with Kanye, it hits like a freight train. You say something controversial, maybe on Twitter, maybe at an awards show, and boom, the internet explodes. Headlines scream Kanye Meltdown like it's breaking news every damn day. Your tweets get screenshotted and shared like viral weapons. Fans who used to ride with you, suddenly they're calling you out, sharing petitions, and demanding boycotts. It's like walking a tightrope blindfolded. You want to be honest, real, unfiltered, but one wrong word, one misunderstood joke, and the backlash is instant. Cancel culture doesn't just erase your reputation. It turns your own people into your critics. And it's exhausting. You're constantly in damage control mode, trying to explain or apologize, but sometimes it feels like you're just fueling the fire. And the pressure ain't just online. Sponsors pull out, business deals vanish, and even some friends start keeping their distance. The same spotlight that made you a star now burns you with its harsh glare. Every move is judged, every past mistake dug up and replayed like a broken record. But here's the kicker. Kanye's never been the guy to back down or stay quiet. Nope, he doubles down, goes harder, and sometimes that just digs the hole deeper. It's a vicious cycle. Meltdown, cancel, apology, repeat. And the toll? Mental health struggles, isolation, and a public image that feels more like a battleground than a career. So, yeah, it sucks to be Kanye when the love turns to hate so fast, when the fans you built your kingdom on are ready to tear it down at the first sign of trouble. You learn quick that in the world of fame, loyalty is as fragile as a glass trophy and just as easily shattered. Alright, now imagine this. You're Kanye West, a name everybody knows, a face that's plastered everywhere. But here's the thing with all. That fame comes zero privacy. You don't just live your life. You live it in front of a billion eyeballs. Every single move, analyzed, critiqued, and memed. That's the real price you pay for being Kanye. From what you eat, to who you talk to how you dress, people got opinions, and they ain't shy about sharing. You try to grab a coffee and boom, paparazzi swarm you like you're a fugitive. You say something off script in an interview, that clip's gonna blow up on social media in 5 minutes flat. Hell, even your relationships become public property, dissected and debated like a soap. Upper nobody asked for, and it's relentless. There's no off switch, no break. Your personal struggles, your mental health battles, they get turned into headlines, sometimes with zero compassion, just cold, hard judgment. The world expects you to be perfect, but you're human. You make mistakes. You get tired, but the spotlight doesn't care. And here's the kicker, you start second-guessing yourself. Every tweet, every outfit, every word you say has to be measured twice. But the more you try to control your image, the more it slips through your fingers. It's like playing a game where the rules keep changing and the stakes are your sanity. Fame can be a golden cage. You're rich, powerful, and famous, but sometimes it feels like a trap where every step you take is recorded, judged and shared, and every misstep gets magnified. The same fame that built your empire can also tear you down, faster than you can say easy. So, yeah, being Kanye means you live under a microscope that never turns off. It means walking a tightrope where one false move can send your whole world crashing down. And that's why, despite all the money, the music, the fame, sometimes it really, really sucks to be born as Kanye West. Alright, listen here. Being Kanye West ain't just about the music or the fashion. It's about living your life on a damn reality TV set. 24/7 with no commercial breaks. You wake up and the cameras are already rolling. Every word you say, every move you make becomes headline. News before your first cup of coffee even hits your lips. You're the star of a show that nobody signed up to watch, but everybody can't look away from. Your marriage, public spectacle, your tweets, global freakouts, your speeches, meme material for years to come. Every breakdown you have, every rant you drop feels like a season finale with no happy ending. You try to keep it real, but the world treats your life like a circus. You speak your mind, and people twist your words for clicks and drama. You make mistakes, some big, some small, but they all get magnified like you're the villain in a soap opera that's been running since forever. Even your closest people? They get pulled into the spotlight, turned into characters for the audience to judge. Your kids grow up with paparazzi chasing them like they're the next big reality stars, whether they want it or not. Privacy, forget about it. That's a luxury Kanye just can't afford. And what about peace? Man, peace has been canceled way before the rest of us even got the memo. The public's always ready to tear you down, then lift you up, then tear you down again, like some twisted game of emotional ping pong. You're caught in the middle, trying to figure out who you are beyond the headlines and the hashtags. The worst part? You can't quit the show. It's your life, but it feels like someone else's script. You might want to walk off stage, but the cameras keep following, and the ratings? They never drop. So yeah, being Kanye West means living in a constant spotlight, where the drama's never ending and the audience never blinks. You get used to it or you break under the pressure. Either way, it's a damn hard act to keep up. That's why, no matter the fame or fortune, it still sucks to be born as Kanye West. Alright, listen up. Being Kanye West means you're fighting a war that most folks don't even see, a battle inside your own mind. All while the whole damn world's watching. You got bipolar disorder, depression, anxiety, labels that get thrown around like cheap insults on social media, but for you, they're real as hell. Imagine trying to keep your genius flowing when your brain's swinging. Like a roller coaster, one minute you're feeling like a king, the next you're drowning in a dark pit nobody knows how to reach into. And while you're trying to cope, the headlines ain't kind. They don't talk about the struggle, the medication, the therapy, nah. They just pick the wildest moment, the loudest rant, the craziest meltdown to blast out for clicks. You want to be vulnerable, want to show your pain, but that vulnerability gets twisted into weakness. Folks say you're crazy or unstable, like that's all there is to your story. They forget you're human, trying to live, to love, to create, just like anybody else. But your battles play out in public like some damn spectacle. Even the people closest to you sometimes don't get it. They see the outbursts, the erratic behavior, but don't always see the silent cries. The nights spent fighting shadows and that loneliness, it cuts deeper than any headline ever could. And here's the kicker, your mental health struggles aren't just personal, they affect everything. Your music, your relationships, your business deals, all tangled up in the chaos inside your head. You want to help change the conversation, break the stigma, but every time you open up, the world's ready to judge instead of listen. So yeah, being Kanye West means fighting demons under the harshest spotlight. It means having your pain broadcast for millions with little room for grace or understanding. It means carrying a heavy load that most people don't even see. That's why, no matter the genius or the fame, it still sucks to be born as Kanye West. Alright, listen up. Being Kanye West means your family ain't just family, they're on the front page every damn day. Your marriage, too. Kim Kardashian? It's not just a union, it's a global spectacle, a media circus where every smile, every fight, every vacation is dissected like it's national news. Privacy? Forget about it. You're trying to keep your kids safe, but they're growing up with the whole world watching. Every move they make, every birthday party, every school drop-off is captured by cameras and shared by millions, and that pressure, it ain't just on you, it trickles down to everyone you love. Family drama gets twisted into headlines that paint you as the villain or the hero, depending on the day. 1 minute, you're the doting dad, the next you're the guy causing chaos on Twitter. Your exes, your siblings, your in-laws, everybody's got to have an opinion, and they're not shy about sharing it publicly. And when things get rough behind closed doors, there's no real escape. Your mistakes get magnified, your apologies get questioned, and your love gets put under a microscope. You try to keep it together, but the spotlight never fades. Even the closest relationships get tested when your life's a reality show, whether you signed up for it or not. Trust is hard to build when cameras are always rolling and people are waiting for you to slip up. So, yeah, being Kanye West means your family life's a roller coaster in front of millions, and that's a hell of a burden to carry. The price of fame ain't just dollars, it's the peace you lose when your personal world becomes public property. That's why, no matter the genius or the fame, it still sucks to be born as Kanye West. Alright, you gotta hear this. Being Kanye West ain't just about beats and headlines, it's also about fighting a war inside your own head. You're out here hustling, creating music, running businesses, but behind the scenes, your mental health's battling hard and ain't nobody sugarcoating it. Kanye's been open about his bipolar disorder, a roller coaster ride of highs so high they light up the whole damn sky, and lows so deep they pull you down to the darkest places. It's like living in two worlds at once. The genius who creates and the chaos that consumes. People see the outbursts, the erratic tweets, the public meltdowns, but they don't always see the pain underneath. When your brain's fighting itself, every day feels like a battle just to show up. And when you're Kanye, the whole world's watching, waiting for you to crack. Treatment ain't easy, especially when you're in the spotlight. The pressure to stay perfect, to keep macking hits, to maintain your image eats a heavy load. And sometimes it makes you push away the help you really need, 'cause nobody wants to look weak, not even the strongest among us. Your mental health struggles don't just affect you, they affect your family, your friends, your work. Relationships get strained, trust gets broken, and every mistake gets amplified. It's a lonely path, trying to keep your mind in check, while the whole damn world judges your every move. So, yeah, being Kanye means walking a tightrope over a canyon of mental battles with no safety net. That genius comes with a price, the struggle that most folks don't see or understand. And that's why, even with all the fame and fortune, it still sucks to be born as Kanye West. Alright, now listen close. Being Kanye West means living with a legacy that's still writing itself. And that ain't easy when you're swinging between hero and villain in the eyes of the public. You got millions who worship the genius, calling you a legend, a cultural icon who changed the game forever. Then you got others who see the meltdowns, the controversies, and they write you off as a cautionary tale. That middle ground? It's a lonely place to be. Every move you make, every tweet you drop, every album you release, it's like you're holding your own legacy in your hands, trying to mold it while the whole world's watching and waiting to judge. And it ain't just about music or fashion anymore. It's about the man behind the headlines, his struggles, his triumphs, his mistakes. People want to know if Kanye will rise again or fall harder than ever before. That pressure? It's like trying to write a novel. While the pages keep flying out the window, you want your story to inspire, to endure, to mean something beyond the chaos. But with every scandal, every public breakdown, it feels like the pen's slipping from your fingers. So yeah, being Kanye West means carrying the weight of a legacy still in limbo, a masterpiece in progress, full of twists, turns, and the unpredictable drama that only you can write. And that's why, despite the billions, the fame, and the talent, it still sucks to be born as Kanye West. Alright, my friend, if you made it this far, you already know being Kanye West ain't no walk in the park. It's a wild ride full of genius, madness, and drama that most folks can't even imagine. So before you bounce, do me a solid, smash that like button if you felt the heat. Drop a comment down below telling me what you think about Kanye's story. Are you Team Genius or Team Chaos? And hey, don't be shy, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss the next deep dive into the crazy lives of the rich and famous. Trust me, you want to be front row for this roller coaster. Now go ahead, share this video with your crew because everyone's got to hear why it really sucks to be born as Kanye West. Stay curious, stay sharp, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.